Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. Now, I visited the new Black Wall Street. I saw a lot about it and I decided to go and look for myself. Pulling into the parking lot, it was filled to the brim, packed with vehicles. Entering into the first door, there was a reception area, and it at first looked really clean and nice. And when you do your look around and you just try to take in everything was clean, everything looked nice. There were some chandeliers, and then there were corridors where you walk down. There was an art corridor, and to look at the art, the art was something you can find on the streets of New York City. You know, when you're in New York City, you find those prints and they're pretty cheap. You can, if you know anyone in New York City, you can usually find them in the apartments on the walls. But it's not something that anyone that has a little culture would buy. And then there's a jewelry section that had a lot of beads and copper jewelry and wooden jewelry that you will wear with a costume for carnival, or I don't know, you just wouldn't wear it to go to the theater. Okay. And then there's a food court, and the food was presented in aluminum foil. You can tell they made it off the premises, at home probably. I saw some oxtail. It was pretty bony, nothing like Negro's oxtail. So you found food there, but it was like going through a fast food joint, like a McDonald's. That's what it looked like to me. Now, the space that this whole Black Wall Street is in, it's a big complex, but there were allowed a small space within this big complex. Now, I always say that you need to meet people where they are. Black people were thrown a bone. Black people should be hitting the ground running, but for some reason, they're limping. Whoever think that this Black Wall Street is something magnificent, it shows that that person doesn't really go anywhere. They don't do anything, okay? The new Black Wall Street is an indoor flea market, okay? I'm not going to come here and lie. It is clean, but most flea markets are clean. There was a little bit of food. There was a lot of boutiques with cheap clothing. There was jewelry, but cheap jewelry. There was art, but cheap art. And you go through and there were a lot of empty spaces, and the spaces for rent, there were small, maybe 8 by 8 feet, 8 feet by 8 feet, small. So I think that I saw some that they had 2 spaces, and there was like, you can leave from one space to the next, and it was owned by the same person, but small. And it was a hustle. They were hustling, because when you walk past their entrances, it was like, come on in and see what we have to offer. Come on in and see our organic cream. It's a hustle. It was a hustle. So they're not ready. Black people are not ready. I don't know whose idea it was to create that space for Black people only, shop Black only. That's what they were pushing, shop Black only, spend your money with Black people. And even if you had gone into this facility with $100, let's say you say, okay, I've heard about this place, I'm going to drop $100. You would not have spent a penny. You will not have spent a penny. Now, like I said before, if you want to meet people where they are, you can say, okay, Black people seem to have resigned themselves to a certain way of living, of doing business with each other, of communicating. It is a resignation that I cannot entertain. I cannot meet these Black people where they are, because that will pull me down. I will find myself being pulled downward, and I am at an age where that downward slope does not work. It's not going to work for me. So whoever goes there, they can give you their opinions. But I'm here to tell you that Black Wall Street, the new Black Wall Street, is an indoor flea market that Black people don't have to get rained on. If there's a high wind, they don't have to have their shit blown away. And they're trying a thing. And I'm here to tell you that Black people have been around for so long, they shouldn't be trying a thing. They shouldn't be trying a thing. Okay? They should have hit the ground and running and have had exquisite cuisine, exquisite jewelry, fine art, everything. Everything should have been top shelf. But it's a flea market. It's an indoor flea market. The new Black Wall Street is for Black people. It's for Black people. And I say Black people in not color, but it's where you are in your mind. It's where you are in your mind. And if you are at a point where you feel that you cannot go any further, you have to just take what you get. You will like it there at the new Black Wall Street, okay? For me, I'll give it a 3 out of 10. A 3 out of 10 because it was clean, it is new, and people seem enthused. It's like I said, it's like taking home a new boyfriend, and he's whispering in your ear, I'm gonna fuck you when we get home. I'm gonna fuck that pussy when we get home. And then when you get home, he has a little soft dick, and he can't do anything. All you could do is hope that he can go down south and put a smile on your face while he's down there. And that's what the new Wall Street is. It is underwhelming, and it's a whole lot of talk, but no action. And this is Sheriff Veronica.